My boss, Tony, didn't hire waitresses for their serving skills. He hired them for his personal dating pool. So when he called me into his office on a Tuesday afternoon, I was already sweating. Tony is a 40-year-old man-child who owns a mid-range steakhouse and drives a leased Porsche. I'm Jason, a 19-year-old server trying to pay for community college. Are you sleeping with the new girl? Tony asked, skipping the pleasantries. I was talking about Alina. She was the newest hire, mid-30s, confident and drop-dead gorgeous. For the past 3 weeks, she had been ignoring Tony's creepy advances and hanging out at my station instead. I played dumb. I'm not sure that's any of your business, Tony. Tony slammed his hand on the desk. Do you like your paycheck? Do you like having a job? I stayed quiet. I needed this job. Stop talking to her, he commanded. Stop flirting with her. If I see her laughing at your jokes one more time, you're fired. She is off limits. I agreed. I had rent to pay. For the next 2 weeks, I ghosted Alina. I treated her like she was invisible. If she asked for shift trade, I said no. If she tried to joke in the server alley, I walked away. Tony watched it all like a hawk, looking satisfied. But the cold shoulder backfired. Instead of losing interest, Alina got annoyed. One Saturday night, I was on my break, eating a cold burger in the back when Alina burst in. She looked furious. What is your problem? She asked, cornering me. Did I offend you? No, I whispered, glancing at the door. But us being friends is making things dangerous. Tony is pissed. Because he wants to sleep with me, she said bluntly. Yes, exactly. She stepped closer, dropping her voice. Okay, but do you want to sleep with me? I choked on my burger. I laughed nervously, trying to deflect. Alina, you're gorgeous. Any guy would be lucky to. I asked if you wanted to, she interrupted, her eyes locked on mine. Yeah, I admitted, my heart hammering. Obviously. Good, she smirked. Meet me at my car when we get cut tonight. You're coming over. I sat there in shock for the rest of my break. I assumed it was a prank. Guys like me, awkward teenagers who drive rusted Jeeps, don't get women like Alina. But I wasn't going to miss the chance to find out. The rest of the shift was agony. My hands shook while pouring wine. I dropped a basket of bread rolls. Tony was watching me from the expo line, but I kept my head down. At closing, I told Alina to meet me at my car. We left separately to avoid suspicion. When she slid into the passenger seat of my Jeep, the tension was electric. She was nervous. I was terrified. As we drove toward her place, problem occurred to me. Alina lived on the main road, the exact route Tony took home every night. If he saw my distinctive, rusted-out Jeep in her driveway, I was dead. I can't park in your driveway, I told her. Tony drives past here. Park across the street, she said, pointing to a dark business complex. It's a medical center. It's empty at night. Perfect, I said. I pulled into the medical center lot, parked my Jeep in the shadows, killed the lights. I was still wearing my all-black work uniform, black button-down, black slacks, black non-slip shoes. I sprinted across the 4-lane road, dodged through her hedges, and slipped into her front door. 20 minutes later, I was the happiest man on earth. We were in her room. It was dark. It was everything I had imagined. Then the room flooded with blue and red light. Is that a disco ball? I murmured, confused. Alina sat up, clutching the sheets. No, it's the police. I scrambled to the window naked. Outside, it looked like the apocalypse. There were at least 12 squad cars blocking the street. A SWAT armored vehicle was rolling up. Officers with assault rifles were crouching behind car doors. Open the front door, a voice boomed over a megaphone. We have the perimeter secured. I threw on my boxers, just my boxers, and ran to the front door. I opened it, hands in the air. Get on the ground, now, now, now. I was tackled instantly. Face first into a mud puddle, a knee dug into my neck. I was handcuffed and dragged toward a squad car while a K9 unit barked inches from my face. Alina was screaming from inside the house. I sat in the back of the cruiser, shivering, wet, and nearly naked. That's when I pieced it together. I had parked a beat-up car at a medical center, which likely had a pharmacy full of drugs, at 1:00 a.m. I was dressed in all black. I sprinted away from the building and fled across the street into a residential home. To the private security guard watching the cameras, I wasn't a lover boy. I was a burglar who had just robbed a pharmacy and was engaging in a home invasion. After 10 minutes, a SWAT officer opened the door. What are you doing here, son? You're not going to believe this, I chattered, my teeth clacking from the cold. My boss? He's jealous. Told me not to see this girl. So I parked across the street to sneak in. The officer stared at me. You parked at a pharmacy to sneak in for a booty call? Yes, sir. They brought Alina out. She told them the exact same story. The tension on the street evaporated. The officers lowered their weapons. The SWAT leader looked at Alina, then at me. Ma'am, you're in your 30s, he noted. He looks 12. I'm 19, I yelled. My ID is in my pants inside. An officer retrieved my wallet. Check the ID. He looked at the medical center, then back at me in my muddy boxers. Jesus, the officer laughed. We thought we had a hostage situation. He uncuffed me. Go get dressed, Romeo, and get your car out of that lot. Good for you, though, another cop whispered as he walked by. As I stood there on the sidewalk, rubbing my wrists, the police began to clear the road. The traffic had been stopped in both directions for 20 minutes because of the raid. The first car in the line of traffic slowly rolled past. It was a Porsche. I looked up. Tony was in the driver's seat. He was staring right at me, shirtless, muddy, standing on Alina's lawn with 12 cops. He looked at Alina, wrapped in a blanket. He looked back at me. His mouth hung open. I didn't even flinch. I just gave him a little wave. I got fired the next day. Totally worth it.